Hey scrappy friends, this is Mags from Mags Graphics, and this video is to show off the Everyday Glitter Bundle, which includes lots of enhanced art, as well as the Everyday Glitter Enhanced Word Art Pack, which looks like this. I'm going to show off both of them for you, starting with the Everyday Enhanced, or the Everyday Glitter Bundle, which is full of enhanced art. I'll hide both of these. First thing you'll find is over under the paper tab. You have 20 different papers with different types of glitter. So I can add these to the page and you can see some different types of more foil, thinner, more or smaller glitter. Oops. We've got this one. That's a larger grain. Grain is what I was looking for. Here's another version. It's adding to the page. Here's one with a little bit of a gradient to it. It's thinking. Here's another one. So there are 20 different patterns of different types of glitter that you can use to your page. The nice thing about these is it's very easy to change the color for what you're working on. If you went up to the color ribbon and then to hue, you would be able to move the slider or sample color from the screen if I had other things on there. And just by moving the slider, you can change the color of what you're working on. And you can always deepen the color with the saturation by adding more of the color into it. Less saturation adds in, that's obviously too much. There we go. You can change the brightness, which brings it, as closer and closer to white, or you can make it darker. So you have a lot of options with just the papers. Under the embellishments tab, you are going to find 54 regular elements. And it could be something as simple as a few accents here. Here's fleur-de-lis. Yeah, here's sort of a tiara type, a crown. Let's say you've added one of these to your page though, and you would like a different grain of glitter. We can go back over here to our papers, and I'll click on one of these, and then I will click this and do fill the selected shape. Now it's going to take the shape that I just added and it's going to fill it with a different, whatever paper I choose, whichever glitter I choose, or from another kit. I can also fill it with this one. And if I want it, to be, I guess, a 1-to-1 ratio, if I want it to be a little bit smaller, I'll actually make this bigger. It's more to fit in the shape. Now you can see how it fits in there. Some of the other shapes you'll find in here, there's some large scatters. I will delete these. So if you wanted a big confetti scatter, maybe with stars, maybe with rectangles, maybe you would like one that's a straight line. Oops, let's move you out of the way. Here's one in a straight line. There's also some in a horizontal line. And again, if you wanted a different type of glitter or a different paper, you would just come over and say fill selected shape and let it fill. You could always add a 3D bevel under the effects panel if you wanted it to be, as high or as low as you would like the edge to be. Let's go back to our elements. 1, 2, 3, delete. All right, after you go past the lines, you've got some full page glitter overlays. So we have this one that is a bunch of stars. There is this one that is a bunch of the square confetti. And this one here, which are sort of little O's. Again, you could fill them with any paper or any of the other glitter types that you might want. Then we have some interesting shapes here. You've got the swirl glitter shape. You've got this sort of a, vortexy. These look really neat with a photo. So I could insert an empty frame. I'm going to make them the same size. And select a shape from an art kit and make this a circle. Move it below. Line them all up together. So there is what it would look like if your photo was inside that one. And if it was inside the other one, you could also make this, not you, this one, much smaller in there with the swirl going on the outside. Also in this bundle, you're going to find some splats, which are just, piles of glitter in different formats that are really great to add some texture to a background page, add a little bit of depth. These can be stacked on top of each other. You can also go back over here and add in other glitter textures if you would like. So you can see how you'll be able to use these again and again, as well as with other kits, because there's some great shapes in here. Here's some more of these little glitter scatters and splats, just different piles of glitter. Here's one that's a little more organized, some little grungy rectangles, some little leaves. All of these just make a really interesting background behind your papers, or behind your photos, I'm sorry. Peeking out from behind different layers on your layout. Here we also have some other piles, some other splats. And then we come to some swirls. There's your stars. Here's another neat swirl this way. But that is not all. So I'm going to grab these and just pull them off, delete them for now. So we have so much going on. We also have some decorative frames, which will be fun to work with. These should be in the frames thing, and I'll have to go back and choose this one. There we go. All right, decorative frames can be applied to any photo or paper, anything that is a rectangle or square shape. So I'm going to use this photo, and I'm going to go over, and I can either right click and apply, or I can just double click. And now you see that it's added this glitter frame around my photo, and I can resize, or the aspect ratio can be changed. Often it will leave a little seam right there. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect anything. It's how it's built. And it just kind of reminds you of any frame that you might buy in a craft store that usually has the little seam where the mitered edges come together. Here's a look at another one. Here's a different one with a little bit of gradient to it. Just a lot of neat different glitter edges. Then we also have some that have scalloped edges. So the scallops, you'll have to work a little bit to make the corners fit the way that you want. So you can see that this one fits perfectly. This one does. The other two don't at the moment. So we will keep adjusting up or down until you get it to fit the way you want. But let's say that what you are looking for is something more maybe like this, and you don't have it fitting quite the way you want. It's no trouble at all, because you have all these other elements, plus you have all of those elements that you could be using from another kit. But you can cover up any kind of corner that's not perfectly matched up with the scalloped frames. And that's not hard to do at all, especially with all of the different embellishments that you have. So back to our scallop frames. All of them, they come in sort of two sizes for each kind. So we have the thinner one, and we have a bigger scallop to it. And just match that up. Here's another version, and then the bigger one. So 20 different decorative frames you will find in addition to the 20 papers and the 54 elements, which is a lot of fun things to work with. Separately, we have the Everyday Glitter Enhanced Word Art, which I've actually added both to this panel so that we can see them at once. And you'll right click and add them over. Once you get them on your page, then you can right click again, go to Group and Ungroup, and now it takes it apart. So if I want the word bling up there and I want the rest of this down here, and I can insert a picture in the middle, I can do that. With Enhanced Art, you can pull it apart and add it to your page any way that you want. If I wanted to recolor these to be gold or another color, I could go up either to the Format ribbon, change the color, I could change the hue and saturation up here, or I could choose some of this glitter and fill the selected shapes. By selecting two shapes, it sort of spread it out as if it was one piece of paper. If I go just one at a time, now I have some options here. That'll give me a bigger glitter. And that's the same with all of our word art that you'll be able to add to the page. We have Glitter Bomb of Happiness, and then you can group and ungroup. And now all of the pieces are separate. There's glitter, we've got bomb without the center part, and then the center has the ball, the wick, and the fire part are all separate pieces, so you can recolor each of those. It's just really neat how you can readjust everything when you have Enhanced Art. Here we've got one that says Time to Shine that we can group and ungroup and pull those apart. So this pack is not included in the bundle. This is a separate pack of Enhanced Word Art, but both of these glitter options you will be able to find in the Forever store. I can't wait to see what you make, and be sure to pop your layout in the Mags Graphics fan group on Facebook and tag me so I can see it. Thanks for watching.